Welcome everybody, and it looks like we have the wrong camera on. So let me switch to the right camera. That camera was showing the ceiling. So I've got a second camera that I just kind of move out of the way, and there you go. There's we'll see. I think I can say hi. My hand's somewhere up there. There it is. So it is. It's a little funny that it popped on to that particular camera because I just have it on a tripod and I just kind of pushed it up out of the way like a tripod that hangs over so I could sometimes show my desk from up above. So, hey, welcome. Glad that you're here. If this is your first time, welcome to Office Hours. We have a lot of fun. This time will go anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. It really just depends on you guys and what questions you have. Some of you have posted questions ahead of time. Maybe you couldn't be here in person. And then those of you that are here live with me, feel free to ask your questions. All you gotta do is put the letter Q, post your question. I will answer it here in a little bit. And then every month I do a highlight where I talk about my monthly tips. And the tips is an acronym that stands for tool, insight, product, or strategy. And this is like, Jonathan, behind the scenes, what are you working on right now? Like, what are the trends that are happening? Where are you getting results? What's working right now, right? That's what we want to know. And so I'm going to be talking about that today as well. So welcome, glad that you're here. If you are watching live or the replay, go ahead and let me know that you're here. Put in your name so I know who is with me and your location as well. Also, if you missed our live class, it's now available in the training in our portal. In fact, let me share my screen here. Give me 1 second. And in the portal, first of all, you can see it says live because we're right here under events. But if you want to know, like, Jonathan, where's this month's class? Go to classes, and it's going to be, as we go down, go to the vault. So the vault right here is fast track classes. These are some courses that you guys get access to. If you haven't watched the orientation class, I recommend that you watch the orientation class. But the vault, if you click on the vault, at the very top, it's going to have our latest featured class. This one is actually how to create and sell a one-day workshop. So if you want to know, Jonathan, how do I come up with an idea, sell a workshop, and then hold it on Zoom? I love this strategy, and I'll tell you why, because I'm going to actually share this in my monthly tips. I absolutely love this strategy because of the fact that you can test your idea, right? You can kind of just float it out there. If people are interested, then you say, okay, I'm doing it. And then you are selling spots on your workshop before you actually create it, which you can do on Zoom. So we'll talk a little bit more about that, but go click into here, watch this class. I think it'll be a real help to you. It's anywhere from 30 minutes to 60 minutes, and it's 100% training there for you. If you're interested in this idea, you want to test this idea of earning money, selling something before you create it, go check out that class. All right. All right, so let me jump back in and say hello to a few people. We got Phil here from Richmond, Virginia hanging out. Walter's here from Georgia. Jenny is here from Kokomo, Indiana. Donna's here, first time. Hope I'm doing this right. You are doing it right. You're in the right place right now with me. Not everybody can catch these sessions live. We have, majority of people who catch the replay, and this replay will be here. It'll be available to you also in the members area under office hours. You can always go back and watch these sessions. I call them popcorn style learning because I'm not here with an agenda. There's no programmed outline to teach. It's a little bit of everything. And the reason why you should tune into these is because you will build on your skills and knowledge just by showing up. Somebody else will ask a question. You're like, I've always wanted to know the answer to that question. Or I never knew there was a tool that would make my life so much easier and save me hours of work every week. That's why you want to be here. So I'm glad you're here. Dale's here from St. Paul, Minnesota. Walter says, welcome, Donna. Phil says, welcome, Donna. And Jenny says, first time too, Donna. So glad you guys are here. Okay, so as you guys are thinking about questions, and I did see a few questions that were submitted ahead of time. By the way, you can always ask questions in our community. And I like to go back sometimes and find those questions that have been asked in the community and address them a little bit deeper. And I just had something fall over there, but we're all good. The house is not falling apart, but that definitely, like, I'm in this room by myself, and then you hear something fall over across the room, and it makes you wonder. All right. So I'm going to be tackling those questions, but I want to answer your questions as well, and then we'll give you a preview of what's coming up in lab in next month's training. So again, ask your question. Whatever question you have, if it's about one day workshop, if it's about, some of you are part of our Medium workshop, if it's related to Medium, if it's related to blogging, podcasting, list building, running a challenge, starting a Facebook group, writing a book, like, the door is open. That's why we call it office hours. I get to be your professor for a few minutes, and you can walk in and ask me anything. So if we were hanging out at a coffee shop, just the two of us, what would you ask me? That might be a good place to start. Go ahead and ask your questions now. But I'm going to jump into the iPad, and that is not the iPad. Let's see if we can get the iPad to show up here. If not, I'm going to do this without the iPad. And there it is. All right. Let me switch back for a second. See, did that freeze me up? It did. So hold on one second, everybody here. I am going to, you can probably hear me, but not see me yet. So let's try changing this up for a second. While we have technical difficulties here. Hold on one second, everybody. I'm going to fix this. All right. There we go. Okay. All right. So you see, guys, everybody has tech challenges. I had to actually go unplug the camera and plug it back in because I was messing things up. All right, back to the iPad. So this is what we're going to talk about. Something we do every single month is our monthly tips. So what is a tool, insight, product, or strategy that I'm really excited about now? So let's first talk about tool. The tool that I've been, like, it's been around. It's not like it's anything that you guys haven't heard before. But the way I'm using it, the application part to the way I'm using it is kind of new. So let me show you. So the tool that I'm excited about right now is Canva. So yes, I do like Stencil. I use Stencil a lot. We still use Stencil. But let me just show you a real example of how I've been using Canva. So the one thing that I like about Canva is other people can create templates, and then you can use these templates. So this is like a sneak peek of this year. Normally what I do when I'm creating the workbook for Your Message Matters Live. By the way, do you got your ticket? If you don't have your ticket, there's still a chance to get your ticket for the 2-day event. It's coming up in June. Virtual or in person, you can get a ticket either way. And you just go to yourmessagematterslive.com. But I'm going to give you a little sneak peek into the workbook right now because I'm finalizing it. I still got some pieces to put together. But I used to try to put this together in Google Drive and send it to a designer and then go back and forth. And this year I was able to find kind of a workbook template to work off of. And you can see here, obviously we still got to make sure we got the page numbers correct. The info page, like all of this is being designed inside of Canva. So we can move elements around and put them where we want, right? We can move this around. Hopefully I don't mess anything up. And having all this in Canva is great, right? we're going to call this, we're going to be talking about do this next, created this, kind of created these things and just kind of put them in here. You can grab screenshots, you can create notes. Obviously this is an image placeholder. You can see here from this, if I were to expand out, there's lots of stuff here. Now, not all of this is going to make its way into the workbook, but you can see here by me getting a template of a workbook, I can now look at some of these pages and say, ooh, I want to use this one, so I can click into it first of all. And you know, here's the template of this workbook. I can click on duplicate, and now I've got one I can start messing around with. So I can put in here, you know, what you do best, what the world needs, right? And then we can obviously move this around, fix this, and see how fun this is. And then this is the overlap app, a profitable business. See how fun this is? So like starting with a template, by the way, you can get templates just by Googling. You can get templates inside of Canva. There are Etsy shops that have, where designers have already put together these kind of workbooks. And I mean, there's just all these ideas that you can mess with, which is really awesome. So that's what we're using to design this year's, sorry for all the scrolling, but this year's workbook for live is, you know, me as a teacher, I always have to have diagrams and I got to have exercises for you guys. And once you write in your workbook, so that's what we're using. So that is the tool that I am using right now that I'm really excited about. All right, what's next? Insight. So the insight and the strategy are going to go together this month. And so I'm going to try to keep it in order here, but the insight is to, when you want to do a one-day workshop, and you're not sure if you got the right topic, do a teaser post. Teaser post. So what do I mean by a teaser post? This is what I did with the Medium workshop, and you can do this even on your own Facebook profile. You can do this on Instagram. You can do this in your Facebook group if you have a Facebook group. It's real simple. Let me show you what I did. So what I did, and I'm actually probably going to be talking more about how to do this strategy at live, going way more in depth than I am here today. But one of the things you can do is just steal this idea of just posting. And by the way, post it where it's nice big words. If you've ever posted something on Facebook, once you get to so many words, it won't let you do this kind of bigger looking post that grabs people's attention. But this is what it started with for me. I said, thinking about a live workshop about how I'm earning passive income by republishing old blog posts on Medium. Interested? That's it, right? Thinking about, say the thing. Interested? Thinking about a live workshop about, enter your topic. It could be anything. Interested? And see what happens. And so we got, 128 comments, although a lot of those were my comments. By the way, here's a little pro tip. Always like and reply to every comment. The more that you do, the more the reach the post is going to get. It's going to show it to more people. Here is what Facebook does, okay? We all have our beef with Facebook going, if I've got 3,000 members in a Facebook group, why doesn't it just show it to all 3,000 members? Facebook is trying to only show the most relevant, engaging stuff because they want to keep you on the platform. By the way, they are using your attention to make money. That's what Facebook does, right? They're not they're not having, they're not just charity work here. They make their money by your attention and advertisers advertising and getting your attention. So if they can keep you scrolling and keep you engaged, then the longer you stay on Facebook, the greater the chance that you're going to interact with ads. And Facebook actually, and this is probably, I'm going even deeper on the pro tip. As an advertiser of Facebook, you pay for impressions. Now we can say, well, but I'm paying, this amount of money for every lead I get, or I'm paying this amount of money for every sale I make. But they measure that by impressions. So whether or not people opt in or people buy, you still, as the advertiser, you spend money on impressions. That is how Facebook makes money. They make money showing your ad, period. Okay? So Facebook's gotten really, really good about this. So that being said, what Facebook does for our post, this is true on our personal profile. This is true on our Facebook groups, on your Facebook fan page. It's going to show something to a select number of people. Let's just say 100 people. Let's say I want to show this. Facebook says, oh, here's a new post. I'm going to show this to 100 people. And then based on the percentage of interactions on that post, they say, oh, well, it hit our, and I don't know what their number is, but let's just say 20%. Okay, we showed it to 100 people and 20 people liked it. So it hit our 20%. So we're going to show it to 200 people now. And then there's the engagement there. Okay, we're going to show it to 500 people. That is why, if you think about it, that is why you hardly ever miss an engagement post, a wedding post, a tragedy post of somebody passing away, because those demand such high engagement for people to interact with them, right? Whether it's hey, we're having a new baby, right? We're having a girl. It gets a lot of engagement. So that's why you see those things. Hopefully it's making sense. So I know I'm going deeper here, but there's a very specific reason why I want you to understand how powerful this strategy is. So this strategy is powerful because you're being very specific and you're saying interested. That's all you're saying here. And you can see all these people interact with this. And then I'm just kind of responding, hey, thanks for the feedback. Yeah, this is what I'm thinking about. And so it's just like all this interaction, okay? So now, the reason I'm sharing this as an insight is if you were to do a post like this and you got 2 likes, no comments, then one of two things. Either I don't have enough people seeing this, or the more likely scenario is I didn't really hit the pain to what, or the pleasure of what people want, right? It's either pain or pleasure. And, you've got to think about either choosing a different topic, rewording it differently. But here's the cool thing. If like only 2 people interacted with it, Facebook didn't show it to a lot of people. So you can do and repeat the same thing like a week or 2 later with a different idea, with a different topic, until you find one that's got some real interaction. So that is my insight. Let's go to product. So product, this is one that I'm really excited about. And I got a little story here on this one, but it's a new book that just came out. And the name of the book is called The People Part. So here's a little story, okay? And by the way, let me show you what the book actually looks like, because sometimes people need to see it. This is the book. It's called The People Part, 7 Agreements Entrepreneurs and Leaders Make to Build Teams, Accelerate Growth, and Banish Burnout for Good. Now, I am going to venture and say, even if you're not at the place in your business where you've got people helping you yet, this is going to be a great book for you. Because the whole first part of the book is about self-leadership and how can you become the kind of leader that people want to follow and people want to work for. So, little quick story about this. I don't actually have the physical book. Sometimes I get the Kindle. This one, I just had a feeling like I got to have the physical book because I know I'm going to be writing in it, marking in it, all those things. And I got the Audible, which I've already started listening to. But here's a funny little story with this book. So Sunday, I was out to eat with my family, and the town center where we were at, there was a Barnes & Noble. So we went over there, and we're kind of just walking around, looking at books. And I was looking at a bunch of books, and this book caught my eye. I'm like, People Part. That's kind of a catchy title, you know. I want to be a better leader. I've got a team of people that I'm trying to develop. And so, I was kind of thumbing through it like, man, that's really interesting. I just kind of put it back on the shelf. Well, the next day, I'm not kidding you, I was scrolling through Instagram, and one of the people I follow is Stu McLaren, who many of you know is the membership site guy. And he was raving about this book, and he recently had his private mastermind and bought a copy for all of them. And he said that he had been working personally with this author for the last year or two, helping him really develop his team so that their business can continue to grow and scale. And immediately I was like, okay, there's no denying I've got to get this book. So I got the book. I've already started it on the Audible edition. Love the book. Again, the whole first section's about self-leadership. How can you become the right kind of leader? If you're a part of a team in your day job, or you're part of a team if you attend a church, then this is still going to be great for you. And it's also going to be helpful to you when you're ready to start adding people that are helping you, start adding a team, especially in a virtual environment. We've got to ramp up the communication because we're trying to communicate virtually. So there you go. That is the product. Finally, the strategy that goes along with the insight is to combine your workshop idea plus Messenger. So here is the cool thing about doing this on Facebook. It can work on Instagram as well. But remember the post I was talking about? Let's go back over here. Remember this post? So out of all these comments that we got, as soon as I said, I'm going to do this, I started messaging all of these people. And my message was like, hey, are you still interested in the Medium workshop? That's it. And then when they said yes, I replied back and said, well, I decided I'm going to do it. Here's the link. It's just $45. And I'm telling you, even though I'm sending out emails to my list, I probably sold more people in the workshop reaching out to the ones who are already interested. Why? Because they may not have seen my emails, but they pay attention to their messenger, right? And it looks like Loom's wanting to, man, there's like a ghost in my office today. I mean, what's going on with all this? All this stuff is going on. Stuff's falling over, and video's not working. Loom is just deciding to start all by itself. All right, guys. So yeah, how do you like that idea? That you can actually message people and just say, hey, are you still interested in the Medium workshop idea? And basically, the flavor of it's like this. Hey, saw you commented on my post about the Medium workshop. Are you still interested in being a part of that? And then when they respond yes, say, awesome. Here's, I decided I'm going to do it. Here's all the info, and it's a link that goes straight to the order page, okay? So for me, it went straight to my Kajabi order page. Kajabi order page said $45 for this workshop, boom, right? And that's how that worked. So using this concept of workshop plus Messenger is going to dramatically increase your results. I think we ended up having 92 people that registered for our Medium workshop. And I would venture to say that more than half of those came from me just reaching out to the people who responded on Messenger and giving them the link. So there you go. All right. Phil says, truth, Jonathan. I don't often read every email. There are too many coming in every direction. Loved your post. Signed up when I received your message. Yeah. So that's another benefit, if I'm being honest to all of you, another reason why to have a Facebook group. Because you know what it does? You never want to have a single point of failure in your business, right? Does that make sense? You never want to have a single point of failure in your business. And so even though I'm a huge fan of email list building, and it still converts better than most scenarios, at the very best, and I know my list has gotten large over the years, but if I keep my list clean and I'm emailing my list, typically what we look for is somewhere between a 20 and 25% open rate. And that's if our list is clean. So what that means is 1 out of 4 subscribers aren't reading my message. So I can't just depend on that. So other ways to do that, and the ways that I've done it, is have a Facebook group where you can go live, you can put a post, you can message people in your group, tell them about what you're doing, right? And by one of the first things we do when someone joins our email list is we tell them to go join the Facebook group. And so by doing that, if they ever unsubscribe from the list, we still have them on the Facebook group. Or if they ever decide to not join, unjoin, whatever they call it, leave the Facebook group, we still have them on the email list, right? That is when you don't have a single point of failure in your business. And that is a smart strategy. You know, the third one is that we do, and we don't always do this, but when we have the time and availability and the desire to do it, is you can take your email list, upload that to Facebook ads, and Facebook matches all those email addresses to their users, and you can show an ad just to the people on your email list. So we've done that as well in the past, where it's, even if they're not really paying attention to the Facebook group, we know we can get the Facebook ad in front of them about the thing that we're doing. Make sense? All right, guys, so there you go. The tool again, Canva, that's one that I'm enjoying right now. The insight was to do a teaser post for a one-day workshop, see where it goes. The product is the people part. That's a book that I'm really loving right now. And then the idea of workshop plus messenger to get people to actually buy and jump into your workshop. Okay? All right. Now it's reserved for you. I'm going to answer questions. We may be here 5 minutes. We might be here 10 minutes, 15. It could be, just depends on your questions. So I see some questions that have come in. I'm going to answer those. I did see one in the community. I'm just going to make sure I'm not missing any in here. All right, so we got 2 that were brought up in the community that I can see here. So first one's from Shelly. I don't know if Shelly's here live or not, but she says, so I have a children's craft and activity blog. I have been posting weekly on my blog for some time and want to make an Activate offer. Could you help me brainstorm ideas for a compact book or a challenge offer? Here's what I would do, Shelly. Before doing like a challenge or a compact book in your scenario, what I would do is, because this is like a craft and activity blog, I would put together some kind, let's see, what are you wanting to do here? Let me make sure. Posting weekly on my blog. I want to make an Activate offer. So you want to actually sell something. Is that right? What attracts me to what you're doing with the craft and activity blog, how can you put together a planner, a PDF planner, right? Either using Canva like I just showed you, or just using Google Docs and just creating a planner with one of your craft and activities. Maybe it's, 17 favorite craft ideas planner, or whatever it is. And maybe it's that you even compile some of your posts from your blog and then kind of maybe ask questions or create a little box on it if you want. I'm just throwing out different ideas. And sell the planner. sell the planner, even if it's for $7, that's an Activate offer. So think about, how could I create a planner that I sell for $7 to acquire a customer from my kids' craft and activity blog? So what do you think about that idea? Let me know. I think that's what I would do in your case, because people are attracted to your blog because they're trying to find crafts and activities with their kids. So if you have some kind of a planner for them, it doesn't have to be an 80-page planner. Use that idea to make it a sale. $7 such and such planner. There you go. That's what I would do. Another question in the group, and then I'm going to get to you guys' questions live. Let me just jump over to it. This came from Rich Avery. I don't know if he's here live, but I'm starting to record videos for YouTube, and then would like to take the audio from them, like you do, to post as podcast episodes. Could you please share the method you recommend for downloading an audio file from the video file? Thanks. So I got two ideas for you, Rich. The first one is you could record your YouTube video on Zoom by yourself. Okay? So anybody could do this. If you have Zoom, you can get into Zoom. By the way, there's a free version of Zoom up to 40 minutes. So I think you could use the recording feature with Zoom. And when you finish recording on Zoom, it will give you both the video and the audio file. So that's one way to do it. So then you can just take the audio file, upload to the podcast. Another way you could do this, Rich, is Buzzsprout. So if you haven't started your podcast yet, highly recommend Buzzsprout because they are so easy to use, and it's for us non-techie people who want to have podcasts and we don't know how to tag an MP3. We don't know, all that audio technical stuff. We just want to have a podcast, right? Buzzsprout has done something clever. They actually allow you to upload any file and they will convert it to an MP3 for you. So one of the hidden secrets of what we do is when I record a video for the Market Your Message show, we actually just upload the video into Buzzsprout and it converts it automatically to an MP3, and we don't have to worry about the MP3. We don't have to worry about an audio file. Now, one key important fact here is if you are going to repurpose a video into audio, you want to make sure that the audio, the podcast, makes sense. Because if your video is like showing something or scribbling on an iPad or sharing your screen, and you're saying, yeah, all you got to do is like click over here in the corner and then go over here to this. Well, a podcast listener has no idea because they can't see what you're doing. So just be aware of that you want to make sure that your videos make sense to an audio listener. There you go. All right, let's see what questions you guys have here. I'm scrolling through. Jenny is thinking of doing a 4-day-ish challenge, and I'm thinking Tuesday through Friday, but I'm unsure of what the best time and length, as well as how much content I should provide outside of the live Zooms. Okay, so Jenny's is going to be on Zoom. So one of the things that you're probably going to want to think about, and by the way, people have done them on Zoom. I've even thought about doing them on Zoom. So, even though I've done mine just live into a Facebook group, there are people who've done them on Zoom. And what's kind of cool about that is it makes it a little exclusive, like, oh, this is on Zoom. So I click a link and now I'm in this kind of private exclusive thing instead of just being on Facebook, right? A couple of things I'm thinking about related to your question. Time and length. You're going to want to be somewhere You definitely don't want to go more than an hour, especially over a 4-day period. I've tried to like condense mine shorter and shorter and shorter. Um, Probably a sweet spot, I would say, is somewhere around 30 minutes because you're going to have a few minutes, especially if you're on Zoom, kind of introducing. Then you're going to be doing a little bit of teaching and then set it up for next time. I would say somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 to 30 minutes makes sense to me. One of the things that I would encourage you to do, Jenny, is people are going to want the replay because not everybody's going to be able to show up and watch it live. I strongly encourage you to record those and upload them somewhere. Now, the easiest way to do it would be to upload to a YouTube if you have a YouTube channel, but you can choose if you want to keep it unlisted, to still kind of keep it, private. And then you get a link that you can share with your email list. You can share on social media to say, hey, here's the recording from day one. Make sure you go watch it. That's my first thoughts of what I would do. The other thing you can do, because I know you're a Kajabi user, is you can create a page on Kajabi and then just have a place where it's got a place for the 4 videos. And you can just upload, you take the recording off Zoom, upload it directly into Kajabi, boom, there's day 1's recording. And then there's day 2, day 3, day 4. And then on that same page, you can have your offer link to your offer on the back end of the workshop. And that way you can promote in case people are missing it live, you can still promote that even during your open cart. So one of the things we do is we have an open cart that's typically anywhere from 3 days on the low end, 5 days on the high end. So for example, if you're challenged, you're thinking like Tuesday to Friday, then you might think like, okay, well then I would leave it open from Friday to Wednesday or Friday to Friday. And then that's when I'm going to close the doors to my offer. But during the open cart period, we can capture the attention of people who either were busy when we were holding the challenge or they didn't catch everyone by pushing them back to the page where they can go watch the videos from your 4-day challenge. And there's an order button right there. So again, YouTube unlisted is easiest, but since you have Kajabi, I would think about a Kajabi page where you upload the recordings. That's what I do. I hope that helps. Let's see here. Donna says, good to know about the engagement and how it affects reach. I've already learned something new today. Yeah, and here's the like kind of unfortunate thing about that with Facebook is, let's say you got 1,000 people in your Facebook group or you got 1,000 friends on Facebook and it shows it to 100. It may not show it to the 100 people who are the most interested in your thing, unfortunately. So anything you can do to get people to like, hey, click like or comment this word below, like tell them what to do. You'll see that in my Facebook group a lot. I will say, hey, who wants access to this training I did for free? Just comment secrets below. Just comment book below. And then as people are commenting, secrets, then I'm responding back, hey, DMing you, hey, sending you a message. So now I'm commenting, or somebody on my team is actually doing it now. And so what that does is it just creates so much like engagement that it starts showing it to more and more people in our Facebook group. And it just keeps building and building and building, if that makes sense. Thanks for the recommendation, the book recommendation. Just bought it on Audible. Yeah, I hope you enjoy that. I've already started enjoying it. What would be a good place to create your lead magnet? Is the free version enough? Talk about Canva. Yeah, it is. So let me see if I can go to a screen. So if you're here in Canva, I mean, it says search thousands of templates. I don't even know. I mean, maybe it uses the terminology lead magnet, maybe not. Maybe we use PDF. So the ones that have the little crown on it are the Pro. I know it's really small. The ones that do not are free. So I think you can filter it over here by free. At least I thought you could. Sometimes you can. So like there's free and paid here, but I'm just going to use this one as an example. So this shows, if I want to create a lead magnet that was like a monthly schedule, or look, you can even get down into these. I can use any of these. So, if I wanted to create a lead magnet, and mine was for teachers, and I wanted to change the colors, change the font, put something else in here, I could say, hey, here's a class schedule for teachers, PDF, or like here's another one. Like all of these are available to use as templates, and you can change the colors, you can change the wording. So that's one thing that I'm really digging about Canva is that you can use this stuff and make it your own. It's here for that reason. I think this one's a free one. So like I could create this day planner, and I could call this, for example, the blogging day planner, right? And take the words down, boom. And today I'm excited about, say I'm grateful for 3 main goals. I mean, I could change some of this around. Some of you people that are in the health, you could use this and change any of this stuff around. Like instead of what I'm grateful for, you could, put something else in place of this, like make this your own. And it looks really awesome, right? And you can even like, if I were to shrink this up a little bit more, and then come over here to logos. Let's grab market your message. I mean, that fast. Obviously, I could do more tweaks. I've got my blogging day plan. I just call it blogging day planner, or whatever I want to call it, right? That's how fun it is. I can also use my own colors because you can save your colors in here. So you can have your brand colors. So I'm saying, hey, I'm going to do my brand colors in here. I want to use my brand colors for this. And do you see how I've already started transforming this, and now I've got a lead magnet. Simple as that. So hope that excites you about possibilities. You can see why I love Canva. So I'd absolutely use it for a lead magnet, create something. All right. Jenny said, that's encouraging because my open rate is usually quite a bit higher. It's discouraging when no one replies or rarely does. Yeah, so it's going to be natural as your email list gets bigger that your open rates go down. That's natural. It happens, right? I mean, if you've got 100 people on your email list, you should have hopefully better open rates than 20%, right? Just because the older your list gets, you have to be thinking about, I need to clean this list. And so that's one of the things we do is every quarter, if no one's been opening our emails for 90 days, we'll actually remove them from the list. So I'm not always about having the biggest list. I want the most engaged list, if that makes sense. Because, if they're not opening emails, they're not engaging, they're not buying, who cares how big your list size is? So that's the way I approach it. What tips do you have to make sure your lead magnet aligns well with your paid offers? What are common mistakes people that create misalignment? Yeah, so if you don't have paid offers, it's okay to just create whatever lead magnet you think is appropriate. If you do have paid offers, then think about what's called the splinter approach. The splinter approach is, how could I take a document, cheat sheet, worksheet, spreadsheet, action guide from my course and use it as a freebie or a lead magnet. So for example, if I were to take my Medium workshop, I could actually take all the documents, the spreadsheet, the pitch tracker, the action guide, and show it off as a freebie. And then when someone opts in to get that freebie, they are immediately offered the Medium workshop. Hey, you've got the worksheets and the action guide. How would you like the training to go with that? Right? So you got to think backwards. So one of the best recommendations I have is to, if you do have a paid offer, if you don't, it's okay. Just create something and start building your list. But if you do have a paid offer, think about, even if you're not ready to do the upsell for the lead magnet, maybe you're not ready for that. It's still smart to do because you want to be having the right people on your email list. I'll give you an example. I've seen people do giveaways where they're offering a $100 Amazon gift card, and then they build up their list because all these people want a free chance at a $100 Amazon gift card, right? But at the end of the day, it's like 1,000 people who just wanted an Amazon gift card doesn't mean that they're going to want to buy your products, join your membership. So you gotta attract the right person is very important. Glad you asked that question. All right. What do you think of doing YouTube Shorts for growing my business? Can people find the YouTube Shorts ongoing, or do they disappear like an Instagram? So they do not disappear, and Instagram Shorts are becoming more and more popular. They're basically an answer to Instagram Reels or Facebook Stories. So if you guys have ever gotten in, like if you have the app on your phone and you ever gotten to the Facebook Stories where you're actually swiping up and it goes to the next video, Instagram's the same. There's just called Instagram Reels, right? Where it's just kind of short videos. YouTube has that now. So if you have YouTube app on your phone, desktop, I don't think as many people, I could be wrong, but not as many people are engaging with YouTube Shorts on desktop. But there's more users now for YouTube on the mobile phone through the app than there is on the desktop. So the key with it is you have to be punchy because you only have 60 seconds. So if you're not used to like jumping right into the point and getting to the point, then it can be a challenge. But though YouTube Shorts is becoming more and more popular as a way for people to consume more videos. And so if they do catch your YouTube Short and they click on your name and they end up subscribing to your channel, that's a good thing. I've personally not done a lot with YouTube Shorts, but doesn't mean that I wouldn't experiment with at some point. Donna says, I'm planning on creating a planner for entrepreneurs. I'm a CPA and love working with startup and young businesses. Being organized is vital to being an entrepreneur. Absolutely, Donna. So I think any kind of a planner for an entrepreneur organizing their business, I think is a great idea. Can you share the link to the Canva planner template? I don't know which one you're referring to. Is that the one that I was messing around with that was kind of like a day planner? Let me know. Donna says Canva Pro is $12. I believe it's worth it. Yeah, I actually have the Canva Pro. And here's another little thing about Canva Pro that you may not know about is it also includes, let me go home. It also includes a whole, where's my calendar? Folders, templates, settings. Hold on, guys. I'm kind of lost here for a second. Oh, content planner at the very, very bottom. So you can actually schedule social media from here too. So let's say like today I have these, I want to create a design. So, hey, I'm going to use this design. And your message matters, right? Put in my own logo here, just like this. And let's say this is what I want. I like it. Then what I can do is I can hit share here, and I can choose to schedule this, and I can decide, I want this to go on Instagram. I can write my caption right here. I can schedule it. It's preparing the design, and then that's not what I wanted to do. So let's go to the content planner, and let's delete that because I don't want that to go out. But that's how it's all obviously, we think of Canva as a designer, but it actually, the Pro at $12 a month also gives you your the ability to schedule social media emails as well. All right, guys, that's all the questions I see. So tell me your takeaway real quick. We're ready to wrap this up. Put your capital letter T plus your takeaway. If you had to boil it down to one takeaway, and I know we talked about a lot, and you may have like several things that you got out of this session, I want you to give me one. What is one takeaway that you're going to take away from this session? Put that in now, and I'll read those off, and then we will wrap this up. By the way, those of you in Market Your Message Academy, we've got a session at 3 o'clock. We're going to be talking about launching your content show. So don't forget about that as well. Phil's was don't have a single point of failure. Yes, always be aware of that. For example, this is another example real quick, Phil, while I'm waiting on more takeaways, is if I love using Facebook ads. I've been getting more and more into it for building my audience. But if your business is only built on Facebook ads and your ads get shut down, then it stops the growth of your business. That's trouble, right? So that's why not only am I advertising my free book offer on Facebook ads, but I'm also getting out on podcasts. I am also talking about my book on my own content shows. I'm emailing my list about my book. So make sure that your business doesn't have a single point of failure in all areas. Awesome. I was not aware of the content planner, and I'm in several groups that have certain days you can promote your business. So this will be great. Awesome. Canva workbook templates from Bev. Walter, got to check out Canva. Going to get the People book. I believe that's Bonnie. Learn Canva, make a planner, make an offer. Canva has a lot of great features. I don't know about that. I'm going to take advantage of. that I didn't know about that I'm going to take advantage of. Awesome. Follow up with those who responded to your teaser post when you're thinking about doing a workshop. And Dale's was the people part, starting with self-leadership. Absolutely. Awesome, guys. Hey, guys, thanks for being here. I hope you enjoyed this office hour session. Next month, our topic is on creating a one-page vision sheet for your business. So how do we create that one-page vision sheet that tells us what our mission is, what our guiding values and principles are, and the story, the brand story of our business? Just by creating this one-page vision script, it's going to help you get crystal clear clarity on your audience, your message, and who you serve. So that'll be happening next month. We'll be putting out more details soon. You can also go to the events tab and you'll find out the date and time for that. Can't wait to teach you how to create your one-page vision sheet. We'll see you guys later. Have a great day. Bye-bye.